It was Saturday, July 20th, 2025, a sunny, serene morning at Playa Cockles, a breathtaking stretch of beach near Puerto Viejo, Limon, on the eastern coast of Costa Rica. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, best known for his iconic role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, was there on vacation with his 8-year-old daughter. The trip wasn't just for leisure. It was part of a homeschooling adventure the actor had designed to combine bonding, cultural immersion, and outdoor exploration. He often spoke of how fatherhood redefined his life. This was his chance to give her the world. That morning, the pair made their way down to water. The tide looked calm. Locals say the beach was unusually quiet for a Saturday. Just soft waves, blue skies, and palm trees whispering in the breeze. They waded into the surf. But what they didn't know, what's almost invisible to the untrained eye, was that a rip current had formed just offshore. Deadly, fast, and silent. The kind that pulls you straight out, even if you're strong, even if you're careful. Within minutes, they were dragged into the current. Witnesses saw it unfold. Malcolm, holding on to his daughter, began shouting for help as the current swept him farther from shore. Tourists and locals rushed toward the water. A few surfers nearby immediately paddled out, and a doctor who happened to be present ran to the shoreline. By the time help reached them, Malcolm was already struggling to stay afloat, reportedly pushing his daughter above the waves, trying to keep her breathing while he battled to pull the ocean. Surfers managed to grab both father and daughter and brought them back to shore. His daughter was shaken but alive. Warner, however, was unresponsive. Someone began CPR on the sand. For several agonizing minutes, people took turns compressing his chest, calling out to him, pleading. The Costa Rican Red Cross arrived, but it was too late. At 11:50 a.m., Malcolm-Jamal Warner was pronounced dead at the scene. He had drowned, asphyxiation due to submersion. He was just 54 years old. News of his death spread like wildfire across the entertainment world and social media, but confirmation didn't come immediately. On July 22nd, the Judicial Investigation Agency, OIJ, and the Costa Rican coroner's office completed an autopsy that confirmed the cause of death. There were no signs of foul play, no injuries, no drugs. Just the brutal force of nature and a father's final, selfless act. Warner's body was released to his family, and preparations were made to transport him back to Los Angeles. His wife, who had not been in the water at the time, was left to navigate the unimaginable, telling the world their daughter was saved, but her father was gone. The tributes came in waves. Tracy Ellis Ross posted a black and white photo with the caption, "You were always the calm in the storm." Stevie Wonder wept on live radio, calling him a griot of our generation, wise, poetic, deeply kind. Even Bill Cosby broke his silence, issuing a rare public statement. Malcolm was like a son to me. His talent was matched only by his heart. On social media, hashtags like #RestInPowerMalcolm and #ForeverTheo trended globally. Fans shared clips of his acting, his music, his poetry. Many didn't know he was a Grammy-winning spoken word artist, or that he launched a powerful podcast just months before, Not All Hood, where he explored the nuances of black fatherhood and masculinity in America. Ironically, in a 2024 interview, Warner had said, "I'm just trying to be the kind of man I'd want my daughter to marry one day." That quote resurfaced everywhere, etched now with tragic finality. Playa Cockles, where Warner died, is infamous for hidden rip currents. Lifeguards are limited and signage is sparse. In fact, just weeks before Warner's drowning, 2 tourists were rescued from similar conditions. Local authorities have since renewed calls for better safety measures, warning travelers, especially families, to exercise caution. Meanwhile, Warner's daughter, though physically unharmed, is under close care. Friends say she's receiving grief counseling and is surrounded by loved ones. Her name has been intentionally withheld from the media out of respect for her privacy, something Warner always protected fiercely. Malcolm-Jamal Warner didn't just play America's favorite big brother. He was one, a protector, a storyteller, a man who spent his final moments doing exactly what he always preached, putting family first. He died saving the one person who mattered most to him, and in doing so, became a real-life hero far beyond any script.